Hi there and welcome to this video which, if you don't know what customer service and customer experience is all about, this video is going to change your life, especially if you have a business that you're working on right now. And I want to apologize if there's some noise back here. They're in the process of building something and they choose today to bang. Shut up! Anyway, it's fine. Okay, all right. So, although you can't see it, I've got a computer just to the side of me here, and the reason being is because I've got a lot of notes and I want to kind of cover a lot of things for you to make sure that you get the most out of this as possible. So, before I move on though, what I do want to say is, first of all, I want to say thanks so much for watching my video. There's a ton of stuff available online nowadays, and to come and watch my video is a little bit humbling, and I genuinely appreciate it. And in return, I'm going to give you a ton of stuff back. But please feel free to like and definitely comment as well. You know, it's with your comments that helps me create new videos. It's without you that I don't know what to create. So I need your problems, excuse me, I need your problems so I can answer those for you in a series of videos. And also, please subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm slowly growing the viewers or my subscriber base, and everyone is important to me. You are as important to me as every other person that subscribes. Okay, with that being said, let's move on. So, I've just written an article which I'm just about to release. And this article and this video go absolutely hand in hand together. In fact, often you're going to see this article posted with the video. If you don't, there's going to be links in all the stuff to get to the articles, to get to the video, and so on and so forth. But I want to explain to you what customer service is over customer experience, because there's a big difference. And this was something that, you know, there's a lot of people that talk about customer service and customer experience, but in all honesty, they haven't got a clue. They are reading it from a textbook, and textbook application as opposed to real life application is very different. You know, it's easy to sit there and go, yeah, if you do this on page 1 and page 2 and page 50, your business is going to run great. We know life and business doesn't work that way, so we know that that's not true. Anyway, I'm going to give you some real life examples of customer experience. Why? Okay. So if you've seen some of my other videos or you've read a bit about my bio, I came from a big family business. It started off as a small business when I was a kid. And then when I hit my teens, around about 14, 15, it grew and got bigger and bigger and bigger up until my late 20s, where it became huge. Now, this business was a vacation resort, so it was a multifaceted business, right? We had maintenance, we had a Michelin accredited restaurant, we had a cocktail bar, we had a health club, we had a spa, we had, you name it, we had it, right? Because we were a resort, so we had to have that type of stuff for our clients. So, when I was a kid, I always used to say to my dad, you know, why is customer service so important? Like, why? And he said to me, he said, you know what, Ian? He said, running your business based off customer service is the best possible business practice, because your customers are happier, they don't complain, they don't mind about paying a little bit more, and they don't argue about the prices, and they don't come back asking for refunds. I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful information, to be honest. And throughout my life, customer service is really kind of like my whole ethos. But throughout my entire life, I was like, I want to investigate this and understand it on a deeper level. You know, why do some businesses succeed and other businesses fail? You know, why are some really good and they fail and some are not that great and they succeed? And the reason being is because, and I once heard when I was speaking, I once heard a speaker say this, and I thought it was a great way of putting it. He said, success isn't about one thing. It's about millions of little things. It's not about one big thing. It's about millions of little things. So when you run a business, you have to do all of these little things. The more of these little things you do, the more successful you'll be. Now, I'm a great believer, though, as well as there being little things, there are also big, big, big things that you absolutely need to do as well. So we're going to talk about two of my biggest things right now, just customer service and customer experience. So let's have a little look here, see if okay, so that was me just checking my notes, by the way. That's not me trying to find out where my medication is. So I said to people have often said to me, they said, what is the difference between customer service and customer experience? The way I like to explain it is this. Customer service is about running the business in the best possible way, which is in a way that we've described just a minute ago. And then experience is delivered by the service, okay? The best thing about experience and service is it's free. It actually doesn't cost anything, right? So that's what's so great about experience. The problem is most people don't look to see what can they do to increase the level of experience in the business. Let me explain what I mean. When we go and deal with a business, we always have what I like to call set level of expectations. You know, I've got it here in the article. If you go to a restaurant, you expect to get good food, good service, and a good clean restaurant, right? And if it doesn't meet those expectations, well, then you've received a bad experience, okay? However, what we can do to make customers come back to us is we can put in levels of experience. So where our customer, all of a sudden, they're thinking they're going to get this set level of expectations, we create an experience and we raise their level of expectations. Now all of a sudden they're like, that was pretty amazing. I wasn't expecting that, right? So it's really important to look at your business and say to yourself, where can I create experiences inside of my business? Here's one of the easiest ways to look at how you can do this and where you can do this. Every touching point with a customer. Let me explain what a touching point is. A touching point is a place where you have contact. You have communication with the customer. That could be an email, a phone call, meeting them face to face. Maybe they've come to your office. Maybe you've met them in a restaurant or a coffee shop or something like that. Every time that you have a touching point with them, every time you're with them or communication with them, that is a great chance to say to yourself, what can I do now to increase that experience with them? So when they walk away, they're going to be like, holy shit, that was amazing. That is not what I was expecting. And I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to give you a couple of examples from the article I've written, and then I'm going to give you a couple of other examples to help really drill it in for you. The examples I've given in my article are actually relating to my family business. So there's stories there. So I'm going to start off on the other ones first before I get into the stories, okay? Because they're stories. Not as in made up stories, as in they could be lengthy. So I was working with this business one time. Actually, it was an attorney, and who are usually some of the most difficult people to work with because they usually think they know everything. However, the few attorneys that are humble enough to actively seek ways to grow their business, I have a tremendous amount of respect for, because you're literally the only ones out there that are doing it. Anyway, I went to go and see this attorney that I'd never been to before. And he was like, I'm on the 7th floor, 704 is my suite number. I was like, okay, fine. Have you ever been in a situation where you go to see somebody, you walk into a building, you're already feeling uncomfortable because you're like, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going. You walk to the security guard, could you tell I'm looking for suite 70 floor? Yeah, take the elevators, go to the 7th floor. Pretty straightforward. So you go to the 7th floor, and as you exit the elevator, you stand there and you go, do I go that way or do I go that way, right? I know you've been there. And then as you do it, you walk down to the left, only to go, damn it, It's on the right-hand side. Now you've got to come back down. You've got to walk to the right-hand side, right? It makes you feel, excuse me, I'm just checking this is on as we're doing this, yes. So, as you're walking towards the person now, the lawyer, you are so utterly uncomfortable that the experience that you've already received is low. And you think to yourself, I'm so unbelievably uncomfortable. And you go walking into the office and they're utterly oblivious to the fact of how uncomfortable you are. Here's how you rectify this. How stupidly simple is this? And this will create an experience. So imagine now that somebody, I'm the person on reception. Ring, ring, phone answers. Yes, hi, you'd like to come and see us? Absolutely, no problem. We're in suite 704. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email with the exact directions on how to get to us. Watch out for the email. It'll be there in a couple of minutes. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. They put the phone down. Now, what they do is this. They create the email, say, thanks very much for coming to see us, for making an appointment to come to see us. We want to make your experience in coming to see us as good as possible. So what I've done is I've attached a PDF document in the email here, and that PDF document actually shows you, highlighted, where the elevator is inside our building. Now you'll take that elevator to the 7th floor, and as you exit the elevator, you'll see a floor plan with a yellow line highlighting the exact route that you walk and the exact door that we're in. Now, if you received that email, let me ask you a question. What would you think? You'd be like, holy shit, that's amazing. And now when you go and see them, now you don't have to worry about making a mistake. That's experience for you, right? That's experience. I'll give you another example. Imagine that you're going to see somebody at their office, and you drive up, and have you noticed that the owners always park right at the front? Like take like the best parking space, which really should be for the customers, but they want it because they're the owner, whatever. Anyway, imagine now if he didn't take that front parking space, the main parking space, and instead imagine if that parking space was specific for customers. And imagine now that I make an appointment, let's just say I'm going to see another attorney, and they've got their own little office, it's on the ground floor, and they've got a little parking lot, or a car park, as I like to call them if you're British. And that first parking space that's right next to the entrance, right in front of it, they've put a sign there, welcome Ian Horton, with balloons. We look forward to serving your needs. Could you imagine how impressed you would be if that happened to you? You'd be blown out of the water. You'd be thinking to yourself, holy shit, that was amazing. So there's two examples. Now let me give you some examples from my family business. And again, these are in the article as well. So many years ago, when the business was growing, because we had to do it in stages, we didn't have much money, so we had to build it in stages, right? So when we built our main facilities, there was a laundry facility inside of it. Now, the laundry, the washing machines and the tumble dryers were put in by a company, and whatever money was used on that, there was a split. So, if there was $100, £100 in there, £50 went to us, and £50 went to the people that put the washing machines in. Now, this one day, the lady was standing there, and she'd put her money in and the stuff, and her clothes were washing, and halfway through the cycle, the washing machine broke, and it ended. She couldn't get her clothes out. Her clothes were stuck inside, they were soaking wet, they were halfway through a cycle. So she comes to reception and she's like, look, I'm really upset. I went to wash my clothes and your washing machines have broken. Now most businesses at this point would turn around and go, sorry, they're not our washing machines, you need to contact the company and they'll come out, they'll get them out. And often that happens, right? It happens all the time when you think to yourself, why the hell should I do something that's not my problem? You're making that problem my problem, and I'm just a customer. We've all been there, right? Instead, this is what we did. We got our maintenance team to get into the washing machine, okay? And then we took those soaking wet clothes in a black bag, and we took them to the dry cleaners for the customer. She had no idea what we were doing. She was expecting to get back a black bag full of soaking wet clothes. So we take these clothes to the dry cleaners. Once they're ready, we go and we pick them up And at the time, so we have this vacation resort. I had about 300 homes on it. And we have to keep a key for every home for security reasons, in case one goes on fire or whatever it may be, so we can get in and we can fix the situation. So we got the key and we took this dry cleaning and we folded everything neatly and we placed them on a kitchen table, because the front door usually walks straight into the kitchen. So we placed them on the kitchen table with a bouquet of flowers, a bottle of wine, a small box of chocolates, and a card that said sorry for the inconvenience. Now, what did that really cost us? Not that much. You know, this woman spent somewhere between £65,000 and £85,000 on her vacation home. Now, it cost us like £20 for the dry cleaning, £20 for the wine, £10 for the wine, £10 for the flowers, and so on and so on. It cost us about 50 quid, right? 50 quid, that's British for saying pound. So it cost us about 50 quid. 50 quid in the scheme of things is nothing, considering she just spent either 65 or 85,000 pounds. So we're not going to argue over 50 quid, right? But more than that, the customer was amazed at what we did. They were amazed at what we did. We went above and beyond what most businesses would have done. She went around and she spread that story all around the resort. She spread it around her friends when she went home. She spread it around her social circles. We got more compliments and we got additional business because we created an experience for the customer out of a bad situation. Now, let me give you our humdinger of a story. Humdinger means, how do you explain humdinger? Like, unbelievable, I guess. If it's a humdinger, it's unbelievable. It's amazing, crazy. So in 1997, we started our resort in, sorry, sliding down the scene. We started our resort in 95, right? And we'd sold around about 150, 180 homes. Maybe, no, it was more than that. We'd sold a lot of homes, 250 homes, something like that. And in 97, one night, our resort was right on the ocean frontage, right? So we were always prone to wind, the wind coming in and causing damage. Anyway, this one night I was at home with my parents. I must have been about, I feel like I was like 18, 19 years old, somewhere around there. And it was blowing a gale. It was really, really windy. My parents were sitting there going, oh God, no, please let everything be okay. Anyway, the next minute the phone rings and I answer the phone and it's our security. We always had 24-hour security on our resort. That was an experience. We were the only resort in the UK at the time that did. So that was an experience. Anyway, our security calls me and he's like, hi Ian. And he's like, hi. He's like, is your dad there? I'm like, yeah, why, what's going on? He's like, we've got a problem. We've got some serious damage here on the resort. I really need you to come down. So I tell my parents and they're like, oh God, here we go. What's going on? We get in the car and I drive down. As I turn into the gates of this resort, which is like a 40-acre piece of land on the ocean, it's like a war zone. Oh, it's like bombs have gone off. There must have been 8, 12 police cars, 8, 12 ambulances, 8, 12 fire engines. And this was like around about 8:30 at night, right? So it's pitch black. So all you could see were all these flashing lights and debris everywhere. The wind had been so strong that it actually peeled the roof off these homes. And there were roofs just flying around everywhere. And then the problem is with these homes, and especially where we were, was when the wind is strong and it breaks the window, what happens is the wind gets inside of the home and it explodes the home from the inside, right? Ow, just hurt my elbow a few days ago and I just banged it on the side then, ouch. So the wind had broken some of these windows and it had exploded some of these homes. In fact, one of the homes had been smashed into another home where other people were actually in it. And what I didn't actually mention in the beginning was this, and this is really important. In the UK, a resort is only allowed to be open by law for 10.5 months, okay? And it has to shut down for a 6-week period. So the industry generally tends to shut down for the same 6 weeks, which I think was like the middle of January, and we reopened on the 1st of March. Now, the 1st of March is our busiest day of the year, right? Because everybody's not been to their vacation home for 6 weeks. They're excited to get there, and it was a Friday night. Like, are you kidding me? It was the busiest day of the year, and this storm came and hit it. We had hundreds of people on the park, hundreds of people running to save their lives. So we got in our cars, and we would turn up to homes, and we would get people in the cars, we would drive them back to the main facility, we would unload them there, go and pick up other people, take them back, and we all had different cars, and all of our cars were being damaged by all this debris flying around and being hit, but we had to look after and protect our customers, right? Now, once we gathered all of our customers into our main building, then we had to get them out of our resort because it was just unsafe. So here's what we did, and here's where the experience was created. We contacted every bus company, every taxi company, and every hotel in the area. And we just so happened to live in a very big tourist area, huge tourist area, so hundreds of hotels. And we had about 600 customers that we needed to get a home. So we contacted every hotel, and we got all the buses there, and we loaded everyone on buses, and we sent them all to the hotels. And we contacted the hotel, and we said, anyone that turns up at your, and there must have been about, there was a number of hotels, maybe half a dozen hotels that we had customers in. We contacted every hotel, and we said, every customer that's ours has open bar tonight. Free drinks all night long. Whatever they want, it's theirs. So you can imagine the customers, a few drinks in, they don't even care, right? They don't even care. They're happy now. They've got a great place to stay. They're in a brand new hotel. They're getting free drinks all night long and so on. Now, we had to shut the resort down for 3 weeks after that because honestly, man, I wish I had photos, and I'm sure I still do somewhere in the family. It was just pure devastation. It was pure devastation. It was all over the news. It was bad. It was bad. We were lucky to have actually not lost any lives. Anyway, during that time, our customers are all talking to each other. We reopen the resort 3 weeks later. All the customers come back, and all of our, I'm actually getting a little bit emotional just thinking about this. And all of our customers, they brought us cards and flowers and chocolates, and they couldn't thank us enough for what we did for them. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I suppose I'm reliving it a bit. Our customers talked to everyone they knew. We were the talk of the town. All the news publications came to interview us because they heard about what we did for our customers. We were all over the news. We were all over the paper. We pulled in so many more new customers because of what we did for our existing customers. That is experience. That is when you go above and beyond for your customers, that you actually genuinely care about them and you take care of them. Customer experience, there are hardly any businesses out there that work on customer experience. And the thing about customer experience is, if you can perfect service and you can tie it into experience, you will create a recession-proof business. You just will. And the reason is because even if customers leave you and go somewhere else, it won't be long before they realize how bad they are and they'll want to come back to you. And here's the other thing. Our resort was the most expensive resort in the entire United Kingdom. It was the most expensive resort, and we sold homes like that. Why? Here's why. Because when you create an experience, your price becomes elastic. You can charge whatever you want for it because nobody else does what you do. Look, if you go out there and you sell, and I'm just looking over my balcony now, seeing cars driving by, and you sell a car, right? And your competitor sells the same car. You're competing with each other because you've got the same product at the same price point. However, if you create an experience, you can raise your price over your competitors because they can't compete with you because they don't offer what you offer. And what you offer is an experience every time your customer does business with you. Does that make sense? It's so important to understand. Let me have a look here. Flicking through this. You know, so my thing to you is this. What are you going to do to create experiences inside of your business? What are your touching points? And what type of experiences can you create? Have you got any experiences right now? If you have, post yes, I've got experiences in my business, or if you don't, post no, I don't. If you need help, post help, and I can help you create experiences inside of your business. Look, at the end of the day, this is not difficult to do. It's actually very, very simple. And when you go above and beyond, and when you create experiences, every single time your customer touches you, that doesn't sound right at all. We're going to start that one again. Every time you have a touching point with your customer, you create an experience. I promise you, you will only become more and more successful because there are no businesses out there that do it. And if there are, if you can sit there now and think of businesses that do, which ones are they? And how successful are they? And my guess is they're successful all the time. They're successful through an up economy and they're successful through a down economy. That's what happens when you create experience through service. You'll blow your competitors out of the water. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, share my content, like it, comment, whatever you want. If there's a type of video you want me to create for you, reach out to me. Look, I'm not one of these guys that's gonna sit here in a jacket and a button-up shirt. That's not the type of person I am. I like to wear t-shirts, I like to be comfortable. As I've grown in my business career, what I've come to realize is the quality people out there, the quality individuals, they're quality because of the content and the knowledge they possess, not from the aesthetic way that they look. Anyway, and I'm not saying I don't like dressing up, I do, I just feel more comfortable doing videos like this. Anyway, thanks so much, I genuinely appreciate it, and I look forward to helping you in another video. Cheers.